This video should explain to you how to reset the form. This is only for people who are authorized. So, don't make any mistakes, which you really can't, but just be careful. It's pretty simple. Let's get started. So first, this is the form. You should have access to this. It should look like this, so it should have questions and responses. You want to go to the responses, and you're going to see view results and then open in Excel. So this is all the responses we have. This is the older form. So what you're going to do is, I suggest you open this in a new tab. Maybe it would do it for me. Oh, there you go. Once you open a new tab, you gotta wait a second because this always pops up. Just give it a second to clear out. And then you want to go to search, find, and then you want to put in an M number. Once you put in the M number, you hit find next, and there's the student. You should see it in green. I suggest you do find next a couple times. There might be several different instances, so you might want to look around, but this student only has one, which is good. You might want to confirm it. So this is Christopher Evans, the student we're going to work with, just an example. Once you have this, you have a number corresponding. So you have a number 2779. Now the form is weird, so it's not that exact number. You're going to put in 2778. It doesn't make any sense. Don't worry about it. But you want to go one under. So you go to the next page we just did. So we were at the Excel page. Now we're going to the main page, and you want to go to view results. And then you want to go to respondents. So you're going to try to find this placement. So again, it's 2779. You're going to put in 2778. And there's Christopher, right? Sometimes you got to move around. So sometimes you might have to use this to go backwards or use this to go forward. You might have to type in a couple of numbers, but usually it's one or two numbers away. And the reason why this is because the form gets weird. We have 2,000 or something in this regard. You should be using the new form when you're doing this, so it shouldn't be too bad. But don't get frustrated if you put in the number and you can't find it. So again, you went into the Excel form, you put in the number, but we put in 2778 instead of 2779. We found them. Once you do that, you just hit this little three dot here, and then you hit delete. Once you hit delete, it's gone forever. So, make sure that you want to reset this student. If you don't do it because it's gone. Now we do still have the email information, so we could, backtrack and find the emails, so it's not completely gone, but please don't do that. We just need the records. So, make sure you do it. If you don't delete this, then the student can't retake the form, right? So be aware of that. Boom. So again, let's go over this one more time so you know exactly how to do this. Here's the main form. You go to the Excel page. You wait a second. It always does this every time. Oh, it didn't do it this time. Hit search. You got the number, got the student, you got their instance number. You type it into view results. There's a student, and then you delete it, and then they're done. Now, after you do this, you go into Starfish. You go into the flag. So you should be authorized to do this at this point. So you hit flag, and then you say that they are authorized for retest. This shows everyone that the student is authorized to retake this. So the student's going to retake this again, and then the person who's working the queue will see that they are authorized to retake it, and then they'll just process it. So at this point, you guys have seen this flag a ton of times. Now, let's say, for example, that the student doesn't want to take this form again, or let's say if they're having trouble with the technology. So once you reset the form, you can just send the student the link again and they can retake it, no problem. But sometimes students have an issue with the technology, or they can't use the link right, it's just a mess. Then you have to do a manual placement. And how you do that is you use the form that I sent you guys, and you just copy and paste it into the email, and then they do it manually, and then they email it to you. right? So it's not as easy as just doing the form. 99% of the students can just use the form, but some students have a problem with the internet or the technology, and so if that's the case, you have to give them a manual form, which is you just email them the prompt and they email it back in your email. Meeting with a student is always helpful because it kind of clarifies things. But that's how you reset the form. Be very careful when you do this. Take your time. Don't rush this, and please don't try to reset a bunch at once. You'll mess up, and then something will happen, and you don't want to do that. So when you do resets, do one at a time, so you don't mess it up. That's it.